So you want to buy a laundromat. You picture the ultimate passive income dream. Rows of machines working while you sleep and a metal box full of quarters waiting for you every Monday morning. That's the image sold in the side hustle videos, and it's the narrative used by listing agents to justify a six-figure price tag for a room full of aging steel. But there is a reason some of the most sophisticated local investors buy these up while first-time owners quietly bleed out their life savings. Here is the honest math of the laundromat business, and why you aren't actually in the cleaning business at all. 1. The entry trap, buying a liability. Before you take your first load of laundry, you face the entry trap. Most new owners look for an established shop for around $250,000. It looks like a bargain because the pro forma shows a steady stream of cash. Here is what the listing doesn't show you. You aren't buying a business. You're buying a graveyard of 20-year-old equipment that has reached its mechanical sunset. A single 30-pound commercial washer now costs between $7,000 and $10,000. A large capacity dryer is another $6,000. If you buy a shop with 40 machines that are all nearing the end of their life cycle, you haven't bought an asset. You've bought a $400,000 liability that happens to have a front door. Just like a rancher who buys a property with a washed-out fence line, the moment you close the deal, you are on the hook for CapEx, capital expenditures, that can eat 5 years of profit in a single afternoon. If a main bearing shears off on a Tuesday, your passive income stops, but your rent and insurance keep running. 2. The unholy trinity, the variable cost problem. In most businesses, you can adjust your prices the moment your costs go up. In a laundromat, you are a prisoner of the quarter click. This is a phenomenon called price stickiness. If the price of natural gas spikes by 40% in a single winter, you can't easily walk around and reprogram 100 mechanical coin slides overnight without risking a customer revolt. This brings us to the unholy trinity of operating costs: water, gas, and electricity. These are your raw materials. A functioning laundromat is essentially a machine that turns utility consumption into a service. Utilities alone will eat between 25% and 35% of every dollar that hits the machine. When you add in the vandalism tax, the cost of fixing broken windows or pried open coin boxes, and the cost of constant plumbing maintenance, your passive profit margin often shrinks to less than 15%. You are operating on a razor-thin spread where one bad utility hike can turn a profitable month into a net loss. 3. The capacity mismatch, the Saturday peak. The real math of this business is found in capacity utilization. A laundromat is a machine that turns time into money. If a machine isn't spinning, it is a very expensive piece of furniture. The structural problem is that laundry is a seasonal habit. Most shops sit empty Tuesday through Thursday and are overwhelmed on Saturday. You are paying 100% of the rent for a space that only generates 80% of its revenue in a 48-hour window. This is what bankers call an asset-liability mismatch. Your liability, the rent, is fixed and constant. Your asset, the machine's uptime, is volatile and concentrated. The smartest owners have stopped waiting for people to walk in the door. They've turned their facilities into logistics hubs, adding wash and fold delivery services to keep the machine spinning during the Tuesday morning lull. They realize that if you don't fill the dead time between Sunday and Friday, you are subsidizing the neighborhood's weekend chores with your own capital. 4. The real estate play, scarcity as a moat. If the margins are so thin, why do wealthy investors still want them? Because a laundromat is a protected scarcity play. In many urban neighborhoods, zoning laws and the astronomical cost of installing new high-capacity water and sewer lines make it almost impossible to open a second laundromat across the street. Just like a major sports league, the city's zoning board, limits the number of players. This creates a moat. You aren't just selling clean clothes. You are selling the only accessible water and power infrastructure in a 2-mile radius. The value of the business isn't in the quarters. It's in the entitlements of the land and the pipes. For the sophisticated owner, the laundry is just the cover charge that pays the mortgage while the land underneath appreciates. 5. The structural reality, trust, and tools. The insight that separates the wealthy owners from the ones who go broke is this. A laundromat is not a passive income. It is a high-maintenance real estate play where your success depends entirely on your ability to manage a fleet of equipment that is actively trying to break. If you treat it like a locker where you just collect cash, you will be out of business within 3 years. If you treat it like a machine that requires constant optimization of its time and its utilities, you can build a stable, cash-flowing empire. If you want to see the real numbers behind the next simple business on your list, hit the subscribe button and let's look at the math that the gurus won't show you. If you're ready to do the work, the quarters are there. Just make sure you bring your own wrench.